Hello everyone and welcome to the In-Home TOA Resistance Training Program. This is episode number 2. We are going to progress in our ability levels, working with our bands and our anchor points and a chair today, and continue to work on making this next step in your strength gain. So our first exercise we're going to do here is called a chest press. Now, from the high anchor point, open your door, slide your anchor all the way up, close that door. Remember, any of the door activities we're doing here with the anchor, make sure that door is securely locked or closed up. There's a note on the other side to make sure anybody coming in and out knows you're using this and they should not open that door, okay? We're going to open our band by going underneath it because we're going to be chest pressing away from us. So band around, the hands nice and wide. I'm going to close that grip. Bring the band down in front of me, and then I'm going to take a step forward. Now remember, with any kind of band resistance component, you're the boss. You're deciding how difficult this is going to be. We're going to start with a split stance exercise, and I'm going to open my hands wide enough when I bring the band back to touch my chest and push it back out. The band on the outside's not rubbing on my arms. So if you're in here too close, watch here with the band. It's going to rub on my arms. See how it's moving my shirt? And it's going to rub back out. So we have to push your hands out a little wider. See, I open this up here nice and wide. So when I bring the band in and out, it's nowhere near my skin and it's nowhere near touching my shirt on the sides. I want to make sure you're not getting that rub on you, and it's definitely going to hurt if we do that. So safety first. Knuckles here, straight ahead, get a good, nice, tight grip. Don't crush it, but keep your hands closed. Make sure the band's not going to pop off on you. All right, we're going to do 10 of these. Split stance, we're coming back, 1,1002, forward, 1,1002. Nice, smooth, steady control. This is like a standing bench press, okay? Working on building our pectorals, anterior delt, our bicep, and then our stabilizers in between our shoulder blades back there. Notice good range of motion that I have, moving my shoulders all the way forward, all the way back, squeezing them together, okay? This is 9, last one, and 10. Now watch how I get out of here. My arms are long. I'm going to bring them back to my chest and then baby step backwards until all the slack goes off and I can move this up and over my head. What I don't want you to do is with this tension try to take it up overhead and it's going to whip you and toss you backwards. So again, safety first, okay? There's our chest press for a set of 10. Next is a sit to stand with a row. We're going to open our door, lower our anchor, and for this one, let's go black or maybe even yellow, okay? We're going to be pretty strong in this action here, and it might take you a little bit to adjust and find where your chair needs to be to allow you to perform this movement to the maximum potential. So palms up, feet are set just outside my chair, and then once I know where this spot is going to be, my perfect spot, ideally, I want this chair to be anchored. So if you have something you can put behind it, make sure that chair's not going to move and slide on you. That would be ideal, okay? Palms are up here, chest up tall, just like we did our sit to stands in episode 1. We're going to come all the way down, have a seat, row our shoulder blades first, all the way into our chest, let it out, and then drive ourselves back up. Here's what I don't want you to do. Fall down, row, and then use the momentum of the band to help pull you back up there. Slow, steady, controlled. Slow on the down, merge onto your seat, retract, row, let it out slow. Now just keep contact here, but push with your legs to drive yourself back up. We want the legs to do the work. There's a lot to be said for this mind and body connection. If we think about the muscle groups that are working, those are the ones that we're going to focus on the most, and I'm going to engage, think about my quads and my glutes, lower them back down, squeeze between my shoulder blades. I'm going to get that much more efficiency out of this musculature if I really focus on them and try to connect my neuromuscular movement patterns here. Okay, let's get 2 more of these. Good, sit down, nice row, return. I love the control. You're really going to feel these. Take your time, do them really well. Sit to stand with a row. Now, off of our anchor, I'm going to have you unclick and take out either your orange or your black band. Okay, and try the orange one to start off. Then we can work onto the black one if you like. Step into the band. This is called a open anchored position. And open your feet up just a little bit. Palms up. And I've made a little rectangle here for myself. And I'm going to be able to do my bicep curls from this position. I'll come up here a little bit to show you. Shoulder blades pulled back. And I'm going to hook my elbows by my side like I'm squeezing a towel underneath my arms. From that position, I'm going to go palm up, bicep curl, and return back down slow. Curl, down slow. And we're going to knock out 10 of these guys. Now, if this is bothering your skin, okay, the band rubbing on your hands here, totally okay to get 2 face rags and put them in there. It's much easier to grip onto, and it's much easier on your skin. If you have gardening gloves, if you want to go out and buy some regular weight training gloves, those would all be great help. But I would encourage you to buy a glove that is totally covered, fingers included. Have the whole thing, not the cutoff where your fingers are exposed. Get your entire hand covered up. That's going to help a lot with all these grippings and exchanges that we have to do, okay? So that's our bicep curl there. Now, let's unhook our lightest band, our orange one. And a couple different ways we can do this pull apart. Ideally, we would do the band doubled over on itself. You're going to hold at the end here, shoulder blades tucked down. My chest is nice and tall. And I'm going to pull pinkies apart until that band touches my chest, and then return back to center. Now notice I'm not coming all the way back in here where the band goes slack. I want tension to a lot of tension, and then back to light tension. Heavy, light, heavy, light. Now watch my shoulder blades, how I'm squeezing them together. And it's almost like I'm bending the band around my chest every time I pull back. We're doing a set of 20 here. Now, let's say this band is just a little bit too tight. Even if you move all the way to the end, just do this here. Let one end open, and we're just going to pull on one side of the band. Drastically easier here as I pull this one side, okay? And you might feel the other end kind of kick in right at the end. That's okay. We're going to get a really good, I call it bite, an initial activation of that musculature. You're going to get that good bite right from the get-go, okay? Shoulders stay parallel if you can. Now, if getting to this shoulder position bothers you a little bit, bring it down a little lower, that's fine. Or if this is the best we can get and just pulling apart this way, that's fine with me too, okay? I do like to pull apart and back. So you're getting that wrap around the shoulder blades action every time you pull back on the band. Really good for your rotator cuff. All this action wrapping backwards towards the center as you pull. All right. So that's our pull aparts. Now, our reverse push-up, we're going to take our anchor, slide it back up to the top of the door, and with this one, we're definitely going to want a towel. So I brought one out here to demonstrate how we're going to hook that up. I'm going to use my black band, so I'm going to open my band up, place my towel that's doubled over on the band, and then I'm going to place my hands open and in the loop, okay? Everybody see how I did that? Open and in the loop. So I'm actually not gripping it. It's hooked onto the back of my hands. When we talk about an anti-arthritic component, this is probably the most valuable one I have to teach you, okay? Opening the hands here works all the extensors of the wrist and the forearm and the hand. Where our arthritic components come in is from over gripping and flexing too much at the hand and flexing too much at the wrist. So in many cases, as often as we can really, I want to work on this anti-arthritic grip with extension of the wrist and extension of the fingers. We got to work on keeping this as open as you can to make sure we're getting the benefit of doing this in the first place. So we have our pad in place, our towel on there. I'm going to split my feet. My hands are really open. I'm actively working on opening them. Don't touch anything, right? And I'm going to withdraw back to my chest and return. I'm pulling my shoulder blades, my same rowing actions I've been doing with all of our other episodes here. Pull straight back to your chest and return, okay? Good range of motion, full extension through the scapula, full retraction through the scapula. Work this range. We get to number 5. We're going to switch our feet. And you should feel your forearms working. You might feel the back of your hands working. That's okay, but I want to protect your skin, make sure we're not tearing you up, cutting anything, causing bruises. With gloves and a towel on there, you should feel real good, real comfortable doing this exercise. And the components, the benefit components of this, ooh, I feel that already. So good for your hands and wrist, okay? Perfect for us to do. All right, our last one, we're going back to the floor, and we're gonna do our frog bridge. Though we're not using bands today, remember, it's never a bad idea to bring a band with you, just in case you wanna get inspired, add a band to some of our other exercises. So, to get to the floor, just to practice good techniques, I'm gonna split my feet, hand on the chair as I come down. I go down to one knee, and I'll bring my other knee down with me. I can work my way out to where I want to be. Both hands on the floor, and I'm going to pivot, put my butt down, so I end up in my little pose position here, and then down to my elbow, and onto my back, okay? Once we're here now, same bridge cues we did in episode 1, shoulder blade, elbows, head. Now watch what I'm doing with my feet here. The soles of my feet, instead of them being down on the floor, I'm gonna turn them so they face each other, okay? Completely turned, so my soles are face to face and my knees are open as wide as I can. I get a big adductor stretch, the inside of my thighs here, adductor stretch. I'm gonna pull them in pretty close, maybe six inches away, if possible, from my pubic bone here. I'm engaging by pulling down, tucking my shoulder blades, and when I'm ready, lift as 1, return. Now you'll notice for our set of 20 here, my range isn't nearly as high as the original bridge we did in episode 1, and that's okay. We're working a different muscle group. You might find your range of motion to be very limited. The more we practice this, the better we're gonna get. Try to keep your knees wide, and we're pushing on the outside of your heel, the outside of your foot, even all the way up to your pinky toes there on the outside, okay? Push those heels down, squeeze your butt up, lift that back, lift your chest. Remember, you're the wheelbarrow. Everything lifts up, everything raises down. There is no bow in the middle, okay? It's like you're picking up a log. There's no break or bend. Everything lifts up, everything comes down. Every time you touch, try to just touch and then go. I don't want to come down and relax and then re-engage, okay? Touch and go. 3, 2, last 1. Here's how I'm going to get up. I reconnect my feet here straight ahead. I'm going to roll onto my side, right arm, right leg long, push up to both of my hands, and then when I'm ready, lift my butt, pull my right foot underneath me, walk up on my hands, and I'm back into my lunge position, ready to get up off the floor from here. Use my chair, safety if I need it, get my step up. All right, this is the end of episode 2. If you feel good and inspired and you're ready to do rounds 2 or 3 or 4, totally up to you. Remember, I need at least 2 rounds. Make sure we're staying strong and keeping consistent with this. Go ahead and knock those out now. And if you're worried about getting up and down off the floor, you don't have someone there with you to make sure they can help you up if you need it, or you're just not confident going down there yet, save all 20 of your frog bridges until you're completely done with rounds 2, 3, and 4, whatever you do. Then head to the bedroom, lay on your bed, somewhere where you know you can get up and down from, and go ahead and do your frog bridges there. Set of 20, rest for about 30 seconds, do another set of 20. You can get in all your sets there as you finish up. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in episode 3. We'll take things to the next level and keep getting you strong. Have a good day.